Hey, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So in the last episode we made a register user function, and in that function we hashed the password. So in this episode we're going to update the login function to check if the hashes match and also to get the user from the database. Alright, so let's get straight into the code. So this is the code that we had in our last episode. So you want to move down to the login function right here, and we want to update this just a little bit. So start by ignoring what's down here, and we want to start by declaring a new variable that's going to be called input data, and that's going to be of the user type, and it's just going to be the user into inner, like so. All right, and then we want to match, and this is going to be a new function, get password hash from user name, like so, and we are just going to send in the username like so, and then we are going to say okay, so that's going to return a password hash, and if we get an error, that's going to mean that there is no user in string from no user in the database, so no user in database. And otherwise we are going to match, we're going to verify the input dot password with a reference to the password hash, like so. And if that works out, we are going to get back a boolean. So the boolean is going to be called passwords match, and if they match, if passwords match, then we want to do all of this down here. So let's just say do the rest for now, and let's do the other stuff. So if passwords don't match, we are going to say password incorrect, like so. And here we need to say if we get an error, I want to say just an error occurred, because that's going to be that the hashing function didn't work. So an error occurred, something like that. And all right, so let's do this passwords match right here. So we can delete the if and also the else, and we want to take this function, this bit of code, and we want to paste it in here, and that looks pretty good. All right, so let's try compiling our code. All right, so this gave us quite a few errors. So let's see. The first error is get password hash from username is not found, so that makes sense. The input username is not found, and that's due to the fact that our variable name is input data. So let's start by changing that. All right, and then this verify function has not been found in this scope, so that's pretty easy to fix. You want to go up here, and in the use bcrypt you want to simply add verify, like so. So try compiling again. All right, so let's write this function right here. So go back to your login function, and just above the login function you want to write fn function get password hash from username, and that is going to take in a username that's going to be a string, and it's going to return a result, and it's either going to be a string or it's going to be a standard IO error, like so. All right, so in here you want to say use, and I'm going to say episode 20 because that's this one. That's what this application is called, and then the schema for users, and we want the DSL, and we're going to grab all of them like so. And we are going to establish a new connection, establish connection, like so. We want the results to be equal to a users, and we want to filter the username is going to be equal to the username. So actually let's change this to simply say name so that there's no confusion. And then we are going to say limit to 1, and then we want to load this into let's see, we want to write load users, and then from a reference to the connection. And then we also need this to expect, so expect error loading users, like so. So save that, and then you want to say if results.length is equal to 1. So essentially, if we got one row back, then we want to return OK, and that is going to be results 0 dot password, and then to string, like so. And otherwise we want to return an error, so I'm just going to make a new error like so, and we want to say no user found. All right, so try recompiling your code. All right, so we got another error, and that's in here. It says that we can't load into the users right there. So we need to import that. So we want to import another model. So users, like so. And then we want to recompile again. All right, so now that the compilation has been successful, you want to open up your web browser, and I'm just going to refresh the page like so. Then I'm going to enter in my username and password and hit login. And I don't want to save that in 1Password. And bcrypt takes a little bit of time, but as you can see now this says you're logged in. So if I refresh that, it still says you are logged in. All right, so that is it for this video. So good luck and happy coding.